All right, welcome everyone to Awakening Spiritual Intelligence. Today's theme is presence. I'm Pauline. I'll be our tech host for today, and I'll hand it over to Yosi Amram.
Thank you, Pauline. Thank you, Pauline. Always delightful to be in presence and co-creating with you. So thanks for all you do in pulling these together. Could never do it without you. And thank you all who are here present, here and now over Zoom or watching this on YouTube. Thank you for your presence, your time and attention here and now in this moment. Thanking you for your time and attention sounds like cliche. We often say at the end of something, but let's take a moment here and to really consider what these words are pointing to. When we stop to think about it, our time and attention are really our most precious and irreplaceable resource. I can offer you $1 or spend it on getting something. And though once that dollar is spent, it can be easily replaced. I can get another dollar to replace it, and my bank account will be back where it was. Those dollars are fungible. But not so with spending a moment of our time or attention or something or someone. That moment is gone, gone forever. And whatever we paid attention to got this moment of our life. We will get another moment, most likely, though we never know when it will be our last moment. But still, this new moment does not make up for that moment spent. And in a world that is constantly competing for our attention through text messages, emails, news stories, social media posts, phone calls, etc., 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 giving our attention, time and attention to something or someone is really a radical act of generosity, of giving our life to, giving ourselves. It is our most precious resource, our life, our time. So, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, the greatest gift we can offer is our presence. And we can offer this gift to someone that we're having a conversation with, be it socially or professionally, or giving the gift of our attention or presence to ourselves. We all know the difference between an interaction when two people are present and paying full attention to each other, and what's possible then versus when we are someplace else, thinking, ruminating, fantasizing about the past or the future. Our sense of connection, intimacy, and trust, as well as our ability to collaborate and co-create with each other, are deeply impacted, and we can feel it. I mean, you don't have to have someone looking at their phone to sense that they're not here with you. I think we all have those experiences. So in this way, being present, giving our attention to the present moment, this here and now is what life really is. We might as well live it fully. So, as it says, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. It's popularized by John Lennon, but as I found out, it's really originally from somebody else, Alan Saunders, in some piece of writing. And if we go back to Thich Nhat Hanh, who always talks about mindfulness and being present, uh, he says, live this actual moment. Only this actual moment is life, which is what I've been speaking to. So, this actual moment is the present, which is a present in and of itself. And we can give and share this present with ourselves and with others in our life. But besides fully living our lives when we are present, we tend to be most resourced, undivided, and whole because we're not here in our body, but thinking about somebody else. Uh, or, here eating our food, but thinking about work rather than enjoying the food or whatever it is. So we're in those moments, we're fragmented, we're divided, and our resources are not fully aligned. And it doesn't feel so good because it disempowers us. So, in my interviews of people that were nominated by their peers as people who embody spirituality in daily life or so-called spiritually intelligent, I'll share some of the things they said about this notion of presence. Uh, I cultivate a sense of presence so that when I am with somebody, I can be fully present with myself and with that person. It means that the whole time I can be aware of what's going on in myself, which, given our mirror neurons and our interconnectedness, actually helps me tune in to what's happening with them. So, this supports both our inner connection and our interconnection. Another person said, when I'm more relaxed and present, I'm more available to life's energies as they flow through me. I'm also much more resourced, efficient, effective, and creative. As I was saying, I'm borrowing all these ideas from my interviews. Very few of these are original, to me at least. Maybe somebody made them originally. So another person said, it is my commitment to know thyself by paying attention to what I am experiencing in the moment. And that's how I can access my resources, power, and whatever wisdom is available within, and in turn use it to be of service. So it's hard to be of service, which I know many of us aspire to, when we're not present. We're not present to ourselves. We're not resourced. We can't be present to others. So let's take a moment and check in, noticing where we are, what's here now in the present moment in your field of awareness. Just make a mental note with few words, silently noticing and noting to yourself, I'm here now feeling, and it could be excited, happy, sad, nervous, distracted, bored, whatever it is. Hopefully not bored, but maybe bored. All is allowed, all is welcome. So, regardless of what it is that is in this specific moment of your experience, notice what happens as you just make contact with it and name it, even just to yourself. So, bringing awareness, asking ourselves, what am I experiencing here and now in this moment, tends to make us more present, brings us back to ourselves, brings us back to wholeness, to integration. So, if you care to, please type into the chat your location and your experience. So, let's see, I am looking for my chat window. And so I am in my office in La Salva Beach, which is the town south of Santa Cruz here. So just I encourage you to actually not just the city or place, but look around. I mean, are you in your office? Are you in your kitchen? Are you in your dining room? So look around. When I say where you are, I mean, not just some mental idea. I'm in Colorado, I'm in California, I'm on planet Earth, but like tangibly where you are, and see what happens when you just make it a little more specific, orient yourself to time and space, as they say. One of the psychological tests that we do as psychologists is to see whether a person is oriented to time and space, which is a mark of sanity. So hopefully we're all sane and we're here now. So yeah. Okay, so notice what happened as you shift in your experience in doing so, and notice if you've become more present, more in your body, in the immediacy of your lived experience. And that's what I notice. See if that's true for you. Um, and what happens to your breathing in your chest, your body, your muscle tension? Are you feeling more open, more closed, more alive? So, regardless of what your experience is, you can simply say to yourself, I'm here now, aware of and feeling X. It could be, I'm feeling playful right now and silly in this moment. So, I hope you'll bear with me. So I am here now, aware of feeling, and replace for yourself whatever that is. Now drop the last part and simply state, I am here now, aware and feeling, and then dropping and coming back to something even simpler, I am here now. And then more simply, I am here. And then more simply, I am. So, what is it like to simply affirm the immutable truth of I amness, your being? So, underneath an essential ground of all our experiences is our beingness. It is our presence. And notice as you've done that, if you have become more present, and how would you describe this experience of beingness or presence? Does it feel open or closed, dark or light, dynamic and alive, or numb and frozen? And if you care to, please share a few words about what in the chat, what happened to you. So we have presence as a doorway, excited to be here now. More awareness in my body. Here now, light and open, vibrant, alive. I love it. Um, that's when life is more juicy, um, if you will. So, now, what is your relationship to this dynamic field of presence, which is aware and alive? So, as you tune into this presence, is there a you, the one who is aware that is separate or outside this presence, witnessing it from outside? Again, tuning into this presence, this beingness, this sense of I am, which is the essential truth that underlies every experience. You know, Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. And reality is, I am, therefore I can choose to think or not to think. But our I amness precedes our thoughts and everything else. So when we tune into this sense of I amness, the simple beingness, the simple presence, uh, is there a you, somebody who is aware that is separate and outside this field of presence, witnessing it from the outside? Or is there just one thing, this field of presence, which includes you as the experiencer as well as the experience itself? So, in that sense, when we tune into this presence, you and I and each of us are presence itself, part of one field of presence. And notice if this field of presence is limited and confined to the boundaries of the body, or if somehow this presence extends beyond the body. In fact, perhaps our body is held, enveloped by this presence. So we're always held by presence, a greater presence, the presence of the mystery. and we are not separate from it. We are part of it. And this presence is immediate. It is here and now at this moment. It is unbounded, and we're not separate from it, and we are part of it, and every one of us is. So, in a sense, I am presence, you are presence, and we are presence. And in this way, when we experience this presence, we're connected, connected to ourselves, connected and not separate from each other. So, that leads us to inner connection, interconnection, and what you might call ultra connection, connection to the transcendent dimension of this ever present presence that holds us all. So, if presence feels good and it resources us, why do we disconnect from it? We might wonder. So, we will be exploring some of the reasons and ways we often lose contact with presence in our exercise. Um, but given we all lose contact with presence, what is important is that we learn to ways to get back home, back to our presence, which is always here as the ground of our being. And the most simple, straightforward way to connect back to presence is to connect with our breath. Breath being the spirit from Latin, the animating breath of life. In many languages, breath and soul and spirit are the same, like in Latin, in Greek, in Hebrew. So connecting to our breath connects us to our life force, our present, the presence of our spirit. So we can just feel the rise and fall of our belly and chest, the flow of air as it comes in and out of our nostrils or mouth. And we sense our body, support the ground, the earth, the chair underneath us. And this brings us into the immediacy of the present moment. So, I'm sure many of you know this and practice this. I'm not saying something profound here, but it's just a useful reminder. And another way to get back to presence is, again, something we did earlier, which is to simply ask ourselves and notice what we're experiencing now. Where am I and what's here now? And as we saw earlier, whatever it might be it glad or sad, it can guide us back to the presence of our being, the immutable truth of our I amness, regardless of what specific state of being we are in. So I'm present to my thirst and dry mouth so I can take care of it. Now, one of the tried and true practices to help us cultivate presence is meditation. And so as we will see in the exercise, there are many reasons that get us off presence. Essentially it's some variant of our monkey mind that runs around and jumps all over the place and likes to wander off. So as we talked about, our scarce resource is attention. So through meditation and setting an intention to follow our breath or our mantra or a sacred word or a sacred sound, whatever it might be, we are really practicing the muscle of bringing our attention and guiding it. And so that's obviously a great practice for cultivating presence as we master meditation. Our minds wander off, we come back, and then we have better awareness and we can practice that muscle when we're in conversation with someone or when we're reading or doing something, not coming back and reminding ourselves, oh, I'm intending to be with this person in this conversation now. And so it's kind of like a meditation practice, wandering off, coming back. So we all know that meditation is great, but it takes time, and most people often don't practice it. So I just want to be realistic. So, uh, again, I want to recommend everybody, if you're not already, meditate, meditate. But given we're all busy, I want to offer you another practice. I call it a consciousness hack that is quick for getting back to presence that my clients find very helpful in getting centered and resourced. And I call it a 12-step program. It's a 12-step program, recovery of presence. And it takes a minute or two, and you can use it at various points throughout your day in between meetings to reset your nervous system and feel more spacious. So let's do it together now. I'll be guiding you through it. And we'll practice it also through the breakout. And we'll put in the chat a PDF that you can download as a reminder later, but we'll first do it together. So we'll begin by taking 3 deep breaths, inhaling in through the nose, out the mouth. Well, 3 times on the exhale, releasing the jaw, the tongue, the shoulders. Now, wiggle and tap the toe in your left foot on the ground 3 times. Now, wiggle tap the little pinky in your right hand on your right lap 3 times. And now, 3 taps with the left hand pinky on the lap. And 3 taps with the right big toe. And now 3 taps with all toes. And 3 taps with all fingers. And now all fingers and toes together, 3 taps. Sensing hands and feet together for 3 breaths. Sensing the vertical alignment of the spine, 3 breaths up and down from the base to the crown. And listening, feeling, sensing the heartbeat for 3 breaths. And now listening to the silent space between and underneath all sounds. Notice what's here now. Are you feeling more present? Notice that the presence that is here and now. Are you aware of the presence? Notice if you are separate from this presence or if you are part of this one field of presence. Now, staying rooted and centered in this quiet and alive presence, you can return to who and whatever is in front of you in this moment. It's opening the eyes, looking at the Zoom or whatever. So this whole process can take 1 or 2 minutes. And if pressed for time, where I say 3 taps or whatever, or 3 breaths, you could just do one. But it's a bit of a hack. There's some science behind it about connecting left and right brain hemispheres and so on. Um, but if anybody care to share a few words in the chat about what it's like now, would be curious to hear. What happened to you? What's the effect of doing this hack, this 12-step program for recovery of presence? Easier to be more present, more in my body. Yeah, more in our body, more in our temple. More embodied, more energy, so more aliveness. Yeah. Okay, so let's move to describe our exercise. You'll get to practice some of this with each other, and we're always in these meetings trying to support deeper connection with ourselves as well as with others and support a sense of community. And I see, Pauline, thanks for including the PDF and the link for downloading it. Um, so if you want to join me here, Pauline, let's go through the exercise.
Yes, let me pull up our instructions.
Yeah, thanks. They're interlinked, deep and subtle sensing channel. Wonderful connection. Yeah, so as we kind of quiet our mind, and then we can sense much deeper things that are usually clouded by our noisy mind and the noise of the world. And we have more access to these subtle energies and the mystery. So, in a minute, we'll break out into groups of 3 to 4 people. Based on how many of us are here, will probably be 2 groups of 3, Pauline.
Yes, we'll see after we explain the exercise who's available
Okay.
to participate. So groups of 3 or 4.
Hopefully we won't scare you away, but feel free to run if you need to. Um, but I promise, I think people who show up here don't bite, so and it's hard to bite over Zoom. Okay, so enough silliness. So you'll first get a minute each to introduce yourself, and then you'll go around in a circle and with a repeating statement. And the statement's stem is something that limits my presence is. So, you'll say something like, something that limits my presence is, you know, thinking about food. Something that limits my presence is getting notifications on my phone. Whatever it is that you're aware of in your life that limits your presence. And you'll do that going around alphabetically by the displayed name in your triad. So just there'll be, and this is kind of a cyclonic. The idea is to build on each other's things. You'll prompt each other. You could say same, or you can pass if nothing comes to you, or you can offer something, whatever comes up. Um, doesn't, it's just a short phrase or a sentence. It shouldn't be a monologue because that will slow down the energy. What we're trying to do is to create this uh, co-creative field that builds on each other's energy. So something that limits my presence is, Pauline, you and I could do that.
Right, and because we're going to demonstrate all the instructions, we can pretend we already introduced ourselves.
Yeah,
And we're going to be figuring out who goes first alphabetically. So technically, my name is first in the alphabet. So I would be starting. And then, yeah, we just begin. Something that limits my presence is overthinking.
something that limits my presence is my anxiety about tomorrow.
Something that limits my presence is worrying about the future.
Something that limits my presence is getting text message notifications.
Something that limits my presence is when I overbook myself.
Okay, cool. So you'll get the idea.
Yeah, and
Uh,
then you won't have to keep track of your own time for this. Yosi's voice or my voice will come through the breakout audio and we'll let you know when it's time to switch to the next step, which is Yosi
so
will be, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I'll be then just guiding you again through this 12-step program to after we've named all the ways we're get off presence. You might find that actually just naming all the distractions in life, you will be more present. But it'd be interesting to just note that. But I will just guide you through that process again so we get to practice it. Um,
And just for anyone who's watching the recording and missed the earlier part, this is the 12-step presence protocol. Okay. And after going through that, we will continue on to our second repeating sentence stem. This
okay.
time, reverse alphabetical order, so Yossi gets to go first this time.
What is present for me right now is the pressure of my feet under the on the rug under me.
What's present for me right now is a little bit of tension in my belly.
What is present for me right now is a light sense of joy and a smile on my face.
What's present for me right now is noticing myself smiling.
And what is present for me right now is thirst in my mouth.
Pass.
Okay, thank you, Pauline. So you get the idea. Yeah.
Yes, anything else you want to say about this step?
No, I mean, just whatever comes up that doesn't need to be profound, deep, whatever in the moment you're aware of that comes up to you when you say what is present for you.
Great. So after going around for 8 minutes, you'll be instructed that it's time to move to the next step through Yossi's or my voice coming through the speaker. And we're moving into some monologues.
Yeah, so I think we'll probably give you each 3 minutes uh, to just talk. The other two people in your triad or whoever is in your group listening, witnessing, being in presence, hopefully. But you'll be talking about what does presence mean to you now? What are you present right now? And what's it like? What's your relationship to presence now? Are you connected to presence? Is there presence within and or around you? Are you separate or distinct from presence? Or are you made of presence? So these are a lot of questions. You don't have to answer all of them. These are just kind of things to tickle your thought process, and you'll just talk for 3 minutes about presence, um, having gone through the previous steps.
And then after each person has a chance to share, we'll have about 5 minutes for a group discussion on what does this mean for your life? What are you uncovering in doing this exercise? And is there any way you want to bring this more into your life, or do you look at any part of your life any differently after doing this?
Yeah, and that's an open group discussion for 5 minutes. So any questions before we move
Yeah,
to the
first,
next?
any questions on the structure, and then we'll pause the recording and we can chat about if you have any questions about your availability to participate. Okay, so why don't I go ahead and pause our recording so then we'll see everyone after the breakouts if you're watching the replay. Welcome back from the breakouts, everyone.
Yeah, so would love to hear what you experienced, how that was for you, what's alive for you now, where are you, what's present.
You want me to just speak?
Please, please.
Okay. I put my hand up like I'm in a classroom and I wasn't sure.
Yeah, sorry, didn't
So
see
if
it.
that's the procedure. Yeah. So I felt like I was in a room with my long lost soul sisters. I was so happy and I felt deep resonance and connection, and also such curiosity about who they were and wanting to know them more, wanting to know like every aspect of what's going on for them, what's lighting them up. So I definitely felt my curiosity deepen in that intimate session.
So there was intimacy, and your curiosity got lit up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, Patricia, I see you're
Yeah,
waving.
I think, that speaks to what presence is, because, I feel very connected to the two women that I was practicing with, sharing with, and I don't see one of them here now, and I'm missing her. Um,
Mm.
that, is unfortunate. I hope she comes back. Um, Yeah, I just really feel like it's such a powerful topic, and it has so many different aspects. And, you can take it into the moment, or you can, go really high with it, what
Mhm.
presence is. So it's one of my favorite topics. So thank you. It's wonderful to share this time with you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm curious if you're willing to share more about when you say you can go really high with it. What?
Well, it's a topic that I think about all the time, Yosi.
Uh-huh.
I, study it with Guru Chief from, 100 years ago,
A
uh,
hundred. Wow. Okay.
long time ago. Well, you're talking probably 40 years that I
Uh-huh.
first discovered the topic. Um, Recently, I heard Rupert Spira say, fall in love with presence. That's kind of the mantra that I'm using now. But, I think of it as being actually what keeps us alive, this thing that we call presence. It's the living force. And if it's within you, it's within me, it's obviously within everything. It is, you know, awareness, presence, mindfulness is the source. Then I would, if I would get religious and then talk about it, in a way that, I don't need to share it. It's not what probably appropriate, but that's what I'm thinking of it like almost like the Holy Ghost. That's what presence is to me.
The Holy Spirit. Yeah.
It's definitely like a force. And when you make it, where you want to be, it works with you.
Yeah, and it's the presence that surrounds and holds us and animates everything. So yeah, I mean, I didn't use the word, but I think the word God is allowed.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's how synchronicity happens. I mean, it's happening through this, energy, and that energy is what keeps us alive, whatever you call it. When you tap into it, it becomes mindfulness or awareness.
Yeah. Yeah, and it pervades everything like space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
go ahead.
It crystallizes into matter.
Yeah. It's just condensed presence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, condensed energy E equals mc squared. So energy is mass, is matter.
Right.
Now, but I want to go back to something else you said, which was interesting, as you spent a few minutes in this group in presence. There was some bonding, some intimacy that formed, and then you're like, oh, where is my group member? You're missing them. There's something that creates an attachment, a bonding, not attachment in a negative spiritual sense, but like, human kinship, human bonding, human connection that we value, that nourishes us. Is that a fair way of saying what you were saying?
Absolutely. We're all in different places, and the person that left, expressed some, beautiful sentiments that were very touching. And, I think because we're in this mode, and, we're the type of people that are here doing this work, our hearts kind of were touched,
Yeah, so we're open in this place of presence. We're open, so we're more sensitive, and we don't have our defenses, so we can be impacted. And then
Right.
as people are real with us in what's real for them in the moment, and we're open, then we're touched, we're impacted. And I mean, that's a great gift for ourselves to be touched by others and to be received. So the other person feels received, and we're receiving their gift, their realness, their presence. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So it can go deep and can go high. Nancy Ann, how about you? Anything you would care to share?
Well, we've touched on so many facets of it. And gosh, and integrated systems, including our nervous system, have incredible capacity. It's the connect the dot picture kind of thing. We keep connecting more dots of things that are not visible to our physical seeing, but are seen internally through perception and relationship that can fill in some of those spaces. But that kind of perception is dependent on receptive space. And when we're flying at the speed of something out there, our mind cannot go to that place. You know, one of the things that's been following me around this week is that when we're in the now moment, there are fewer needs and there are deeper wants. And so in the world we're in, we're not quite sure anymore what a need is because things are changing so quickly. Our minds cannot process it. But the fascinating thing for me is when we just see what we can see in front of us, we've already left a lot of our own knowledge and wisdom behind because the part of us that's intelligent doesn't work like this. But when we go into the stillness, it's like a biological internet. It goes in there and it pulls up all the deeper bits of awareness that are scattered through the different stages of life and the learnings that were there. And it knows how to link them together so we can be the best of all the ages and stages of who we are, instead of thinking we discard the ones down here and the ones up here are the ones that matter. No, we're very organic. There are pieces and parts of loveliness and all scattered throughout, but it's in the stillness, like at this time of year when things are slowing and the intensity of, that comes with all of the sun and intense energy and speed of summer, things drop away. And we can drop into these deeper listening spaces and recapture some of these precious pieces that are lying there waiting for us to show up so they can talk to us in there and whisper to us through our hearts, because the mind is not geared for that. It does wonderful things, but the body and the mind have different rhythms. And
Yeah.
so the mind has to learn to slow down, and the body has to be given space to link up this biological internet that knows what works with the different seasons and in each stage. And if I say in the moment, oh, well, I doesn't work this way anymore, what do I do? I mean, I actually had this happen in the workplace after I lost my husband and I was out for some months and they finally said, you either have to leave or you have to come back. What are you going to do? And I thought, all that stress and tension, because I was approaching retirement time. And I said, well, my mind said no, my body said yes. And I'm going, oh, I got to work. And here's what happened. I was working in a mega laboratory. And my job, the first day I went back, was to sit at the computer and verify all the results that were pouring off. I sat there. I couldn't remember anything. It had all been wiped out. And I thought, well, I know I'm supposed to be here. What am I supposed to do? I sat there in total silence, like other people do when they go into meditation. Mine are moving meditations. I can't do sitting meditation through. And all at once, I watched this internal mechanism inside of me go back to the beginning of my career and show me every single way I had ever done a blood cell count, manually on a little glass slide to all different stages of technology until it arrived to now.
Mhm.
When it arrived to now, I remembered what to do, but I didn't panic. It was like, I have to do this. You see, I was stunned to think that
So what's it like to share that right now with the group here?
it's my job.
Uh,
People are panicking because they don't understand what's happening to their nervous systems.
Mm.
I have been studying sensory integration since 1998 when my sensory integration system totally collapsed. So I could go back and pick up all those golden nuggets and turn them into a life that's designed for our future if people actually want. But it can't be done in words, and it cannot be done academically. It's what this incredible exercise you created, Yosi. When you did that exercise, I went, he's connected every domain of the nervous system in here.
That is a good.
Right. Well, thank you for that. One thing I want
So
to
it can
highlight
be
that,
a mirror of our human awareness through the whole network of our own individual nervous system.
yeah, and what I think you or somebody typed in the chat was that in that state, we have access to these deeper, quieter
Yes,
channels of information,
yes,
and
yes.
which will relate actually to the next event we're going to host next month, which will be on intuition. So,
Intuition.
so we're talking about quieting our noisy monkey mind so we could tap into these deeper channels. You're calling it the biological internet. That's cool. We have some other people here, I think, that might have some powers to tap into intuition and insights that comes through different channels. And so, yeah, I hope we can explore those deeper channels of knowledge and wisdom
Well,
and knowing.
in our group, something magical happened. Hwasong made a very interesting statement about not forgetting, and I wrote it down so that I wouldn't forget it. Where'd it go? And not losing, forgetting body memory, somatic memory. Many people don't have lost a lot of that somatic memory, and we call it numbing, we call it all kinds of names. But when we use these subtle senses, there are exercises, simple ones like yours, that we can use to awaken that kind of forgetting. And when we forget there, that's what triggers the forgetting here, you see, because mind and body are one. And the losing, that's the other piece more people are familiar with, and that's all the entanglements of emotions, that patterns that worked 20 years
Yeah.
ago are irrelevant today. And so that rewiring, the willingness to listen through the body in this much deeper way to find that sustainable part that allows implicit memory to rise up, to feed, because there are way many connections going this way to the brain than there are coming down this way. But people don't know that because they've been told this is the one that controls. No, it's an domains of networks of communication that sustains it.
Yeah, so you're reminding us of all that. The point is that we forget and we remember. So
Exactly.
remember, and when we remember,
Yeah.
we are part, we make ourselves member again into the fabric of reality, into this field of presence, into this chain of being. So I think it's okay to forget. We just need to remember. So, and you're reminding us. So that's
And we
beautiful.
remember better together because we all are more practiced in different domains. And when we have a space where we share our pieces, we see a much larger whole that is visible to any one of us.
Yeah, and as I think was spoken of earlier, we have this group of people that are sharing presence, and we there's a multiplicative effect. We
Yes.
have
Yeah,
our mirror neurons, we have our presence, and when we're present, it invites those around us to be more present too. And then it's there's a co-creation and a multiplicative effect of that presence. Yeah,
the whole is definitely greater than the parts. And
yeah.
while you were speaking, Nancy, I could feel in my heart a sense. And when you went back and saw the um, the course of your training, I mean that's not coming from inside your brain. I mean that's just energy out here that is presenting itself to you as a gift. You know, I think it's my interpretation of it. that,
And it's somatic also because what we do with our hands and our fingers becomes permanent body memory, and with our feet as well, connecting us to the earth and the kind of earth where we live,
yeah,
Yeah.
climate. Yes.
yeah.
Pauline, is there anything you want to share before we close here?
Well, I just wanted to see if Wasong wanted to add anything. I really enjoyed being grouped with you and with Nancy Ann. Just curious if you're here, if you want to share, because I loved hearing what your impression of this event was.
Um, Thank you, Pauline. I really enjoyed being in the group with you and Nancy and as well. Um, as I shared, I don't know how this program came into my email, but it's really enlightening. And today I made it, and but most of the time I cannot make it because of my busy schedule. However, I always watch your YouTube video, and thank you, Yoshi, for what you are doing for our spiritual awakening, and also thank you, Pauline, for what you do. So this amazing program is accessible to many, and my final thought is, as I shared in our group, the most precious things in our lives, um, it's already given to us. As I shared, like a sunshine or air, uh, or our presence, it's already given. And so nobody prays for the sunshine or air or presence because it's already given to us. We just need to find a way to maintain the access to our own presence. And one thing we shared in our group is gratitude, and really feeling grateful for what we already have, what's already given to us. Maybe help us not to forget the most precious things in our lives. And also, um, like a, then I realized, uh, uh, Yoshi, what you are doing with this program, and Pauline, what you are doing, making this amazing program accessible to all through technology. It's given to all of us. We don't have to pay. It's given to us. Another very precious thing in our present. And it's a really unexpected present, present to all of us. And I am deeply grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. I feel your heart behind your words, which activates my heart with gratitude, and I'm touched. So what's happening in your chest as you speak?
Oh, I really usually, I'm very introverted person. When I speak in front of people, small group, small or big, usually it's very hard for me. I feel very anxious and nervous, and my heart racing, things like that. But today, when I'm speaking to you, um, my heart is very peaceful, and it's natural to me, and I feel connected to all of you. And yeah, it's really peaceful, and I'm grateful.
Yeah, and I see someone type that your words could make a beautiful poem.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
That touches you, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you were received. Someone was in presence here and could receive you and sense the beauty of your words. And then you were received and acknowledged and presence, and that touched you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Pauline, what's happening in that chest, on that face?
I'm also feeling just warmth in my heart and a sense of being able to slow down more fully, even with managing some behind the scenes things. I feel spacious and I feel connected to everyone here. It's been such a delight to get to share this space and this presence and hear what is alive for all of us.
Thank you. Thanks. Amazing that you could do all the stuff behind the scenes, and it's like the Wizard of Oz who's keeping everything keeping everything going behind the curtain, but still present and spacious, huh?
It's a fun dance.
That's why it's the Wizard of Pauline, the Wizardry of Pauline. Okay. So, so let's just put out the slide for the next event, which, as I kind of alluded to, will be on intuition. And I know you all here have amazing intuitions and insights and all kinds of psychic powers. So I hope we can share all that and see what happens.
Yes, I look forward to seeing you again, hopefully, at a future event. I will be there.
Yeah, and if there are other people you think might benefit from knowing about these, please let us know or forward to them. Well, don't let us know, let them know. All right, much love and many blessings for everyone for a great
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thank
take
you.
care.